Good morning children, welcome back. Today we are going to study English Honeydew chapter number 10, The Great Stone Face part 2. In part 1 we have seen regarding the small boy Ernest who has become now old man. Gradually he has become an old man. Also he has grown the white hair on his head, then wrinkle on his forehead and also deep lines on his cheek of his face. Then further, now also he used to sit in front of his cottage and look every day towards the mountain and set in his imagination. Then gradually he has acquired a very great knowledge in him, and for that reason people from far and near, different thoughtful people, then the professors, they used to come and talk with him, and they were very happy after talking with Ernest because they were getting a great knowledge from Ernest. Then further it is said in the lesson, there is a poet who belongs to the same village, but he was staying in the city for so many days or so many months. He was there living in the city, and he was also known to the famous this great stone face, and he was a poet. He was writing poems and he was singing songs. Then in his poem he has described the great stone face, and this through this poem Ernest also read the same poem, and he was eager to see the poet. And one day this poet, he returns back to the village in order to see the great stone face. When he came there, he met Ernest because he was having became very earnest to become the old man, due to his sincerity, due to his knowledge, due to his kindness. Okay, the poet was having an eagerness to meet the Ernest, the old man. So when he came over there one day, he talks with Ernest and asks him to give me permission to stay with you for one day. I want to talk with you. And on that day, both of them sat together. They talked with each another. Both of them were old men at that time. Then they talked with each another. Then that moment when they were talking, Ernest was seeing one side the poet and another side he was seeing the great stone face. And when he saw the great stone face, he could imagine that the stone face was coming near to them and it was showing interest to listen what they were talking. So this was Ernest imagining in his mind. Further, then he concludes to the poet that your face is matching with the mountain or the great stone face. But the poet was not ready over here. Okay, the poet said that I am not worthy of looking like the great stone face, because the words which I speak from my poem does not match with my thoughts, because I am lacking in my faith, okay, and also my dreams does not come true. So I am not agreed with this point that my face matches with the great stone, or you cannot call me a great man. I am not a great man. In this way, the poet concludes these things. Then further, it was the evening time, and it was a regular time for Ernest to meet his village people. Every evening he used to meet his village people and communicate with them, because he was a very greatest person he became, and he was a knowledgeable person, and he used to share his knowledge, his love, his kindness among all the village people over there. So when both of them went to the villager, they talked with them, and further then over there the poet when heard the voice or the speech from the Ernest, he could able to consider Ernest as the great man, because Ernest spoke those kind of words and his thoughts were matching with his words, and also he has led such kind of life full of hard work, then full of good thoughts he was having, and he showed kindness with everyone. Such kind of person he was. And at that very moment, poet recognized that there were white clouds around the mountain face at one side, and another side Ernest was having white hair and white beard on his face. So poet concluded to all the people, look to the mountain, and mountain is similar, or the boy or the old man is similar to the mountain. They are looking similar as well. The old man, the Ernest, is also living such kind of life. He has led such kind of life. He has done hard work. His words are very gentle. He is a kind man. He is a selfless person. He never lives his life for own sake. He lives his life for the villagers. So in this way, the poet also agrees, and all the villagers also agrees that Ernest is only the person for whom the prophecy was said that in future one man will be there who will be considered as a great man, knowledgeable, thoughtful person, kind man, and so and so. So all of them considered and declared that Ernest is only the person for whom the prophecy was declared. Then Ernest moves from there. Then only he says in his mind and imagines that he declares that I am not the worthy. He declares to himself. And also he waits for the person, and he says that there will be one person who will be greater than me, who will be wiser than me, who will be more kind than me, and I am waiting for that person. And in this way the story ends over here. So students, that's all for today. Thank you.